Greetings, friends, brothers and sisters. This evening, it's a pleasure to see you live here on this TV, and you are most welcome to this platform of NAfrica TV, where we are going to see different perspectives on how Africa can be developed. We have been saying a lot on how the African continent has suffered a lot. And now we see how the African continent can be improved in terms of financial, social, cohesion, bilateral relationship, and cooperation. So on NAfrica TV, we've said that sometimes we shall be dealing with the talk show that are saying on or describing the politics, the region, beliefs, culture, history, education, economic transformation, and so on and so forth. So now, let's talk on the points that are tackling on the politics. So I am inviting you to come and share, subscribe, comments, and like on our platform. And also being together with us, it's a pleasure because we are happy to see you here. If you are not here, you cannot be here. So when you are commenting, when you are subscribing, it helps us to be people we want in Africa. So on some perspectives, I welcome you all on this topic that we are going to share. And this topic, it's a very brilliant topic that is connecting people from different nations, from different regions across the world. So, my dear friends, this time, it's a time of share your views and tell us what do you understand. Now, let's come on how you can be good citizens. Let's see how you can get good connection, good relationship. Let us be united and we explore more on this. So, for me, I want you to come and be proactive. This time, we are now going to see why Africa always it is a problematic continent. Yeah, thank you so much, Eve. I see your comment, and unfortunately, to connect to you live, I don't know how I can connect to you live so that you can come here and we share some more. Where can you go and to chat and let me know how I can connect to you so that you can come here and we exchange ideas. We are now talking on how Africa can be developed. So, allow me to ask this question. Let's have the example of Berlin Conference. The Berlin Conference, it was a conference that took place in 1884, 1885. This Berlin conference, let me tell you this. You cannot see any king, any traditional leader from Africa who participated in that conference. So now, when you look at what happened at that time, what they did, it's just to take Africa and divide Africa. So, if which way I can use to connect you live, I want you to come and you participate in this talk show live. So, go to my WhatsApp and send me the message and let me know I'm new on this platform. And that's why sometimes I need to learn from one another. So I was talking on the Berlin conference. Berlin conference, it was taking place in Germany. So during that time, there was any representative from Africa. As long as Africa was divided, why? Then these people who divided Africa, they put some boundaries. They put some borders. And now we are following those borders. This means that these borders are not ours. Sincerely speaking, they are not ours. And they are dividing Africans. So Africa needed to be independent. We wanted to see Africa that speaks, the world understands. Another thing I want to tell you, it is that what you are doing on this globe, we are seeing a lot of people now perishing in the Mediterranean Sea, going to Europe for looking the life. And in Africa, we have a lot. We have raw materials. We have everything. We have everything. These Western people, they are clever. I'm not blaming anyone. What I am bringing is just to sharpen up the mindset of Africans, how Africa can be developed. So, for me, I will be happy to see Africa has one currency, to see Africa has one education system, to see Africa has one passport. It is ashamed and it is very bad to see people from Africa. All of us, we are Africans. And then you move from one country to another country. You are requested to present a visa. Which kind of visa are you requested? Yet you are sharing the same continent. But these Western people, they are laughing at us. Look at European Union. In Europe, they have Schengen. When you have the Schengen visa, you travel in all of those countries. They have unification. Let us take an example of US. Those states that are forming United States of America, they are connected. Why African continent or nations, they are not connected? And the solution, it will be good when there is one passport, when there is one currency, when there is one education system, and also when we have one connecting language that is connecting our African people. So our African people need to have one connecting language or African people are using. And then having one education system in this continent of Africa. Let us take some examples. Go to Korea. In Korea, they teach in Korean language. In Russia, they are teaching in Russian language. In China, they are teaching in Chinese. In France, they are teaching in French. In the UK, they are teaching in English. And there is no single country in Africa that has its own language. In Africa, we are using English. English is not for Africans. Others, they are using French. French is not for Africans. Others, they are using Portuguese. Portuguese is not for Africans. The mother tongues were disappeared. So it's a time to bring back these mother tongues. And I'm advising all African leaders to be united and look for one education system and one medium of instruction in all African continent and education system in Africa. That this curriculum, countries in Africa they are using, it is not ours. Why students they are learning French Revolution, American Revolution, and they are taking time of doing French Revolution, American Revolution? They are not good, but these languages our students are struggling to learn into. They are challenging them a lot. So we wanted to see our kids having the language that they do understand well. My fellows, this time, when you see what is now starting, we are seeing Burkina Faso with Ibrahim Traore. We are seeing Namibia. We are seeing Lesotho. We are seeing a lot of changes in Africa. Does this give hope of having independent Africa? So, brethren who are following me, it's time. It's time. How can we follow the boundaries, the borders which were set for us? And our ancestors were not participating in that conference that has divided Africa. I'm now challenging political leaders, politicians, especially in Africa. Please help us. We faith leaders, we need to come back on traditions to see our African roots, to see and bide on African culture. Africa for Africans in Africanization. This continent, it is not a poor continent, it is a very rich continent. It is a continent that has the youngest population comparing with other continents. Africa has youngest population. A lot of young people, a lot of problems. Conflicts and wars are in Africa. But we don't want to see these wars in Africa. We want to see the political system that is very stable. Why it is not stable? We have Commonwealth. The Commonwealth is another new system of controlling the colonies of UK. When the Queen died, the King occupies the position and control all of those countries. The Commonwealth countries, they are using English. In other words, English is just connecting those countries, but English is not their own. We have Francophonie. The French is controlling its colonies using that kind of political body, and so on and so forth. Being a member of Commonwealth, being a member of Francophonie is not a problem, but in which way? So we want to see Africa for Africans, Africa which is independent in all ways. I want to challenge you also, and challenging myself, how our education system is producing graduates with certificates but no skills to use outside. People are graduating with degrees but with no skills, practical skills. And the people they have those degrees, but they are looking for a job. They are not aware of creating a job. Which kind of education system do we have in Africa? Students they are finishing secondary school with certificate, but no practical skills. The formation in the education system. So we wanted to have an education system that is solving the problems of Africans. Instead of having those certificates and those degrees which are not fulfilling the needs of local communities. Brethren and sisters, quote me well here. If in China, students are learning in Chinese, that means a lot. If in Korea, students are learning in Korean languages, that means a lot. So I want to tell you this. People, they can attack me by saying, okay, we want to learn English and French and we want to be connected globally. How many people who have a chance of going to Europe from Africa? How many people who get a chance from Africa to go to US? And how these Western countries going in their land, to step in their land, how heavy it is. Try to ask and try to apply for their visas and you will see it is heavy. So if we wanted to serve Africans, why can't we have the connecting language that is connecting all African continent? And all countries in Africa, they are using one language. Question. Remember to subscribe, to share, comment, and like. On this channel, we will explore more. This is a scenario of shaping our mindset. How Africa can speak, the world understands. How wars can be stopped in Africa. How conflicts can be stopped in Africa. When we are not connected, when you don't have borders, always conflicts will be there. Because the major problem is just following the boundaries which were set for us. If there were a representative from Africa in the Berlin conference, you can be saying that this okay, this okay, this okay. The currents, it's ashamed to live in the DRC, going to Uganda. When you leave DRC, you go to Uganda, you will be needing Ugandan shillings. When you go from Uganda to Tanzania, you will be needing Tanzanian shillings. When you go to Kenya, from Tanzania to Kenya, you will be needing Kenyan shillings. How African for Africans? If you leave Kenya, you go to Malawi, you will be needing kwacha and metikash in Mozambique. And that is in South Africa. Then, using those local currencies, it is not bad, but the common currency, like Europe. In Europe, they have euros. The euro is used in all of those countries. In the US, they are using dollar. Yet, in Africa, some countries are using dollar. Dollar is not for Africans, it's for Americans. These dollars that we are using in Africa are not ours. I really like so much, we Africans, we want to have identity of Africans rather than being called Congolese, Burundians, Ugandans, Rwandese, and so on and so forth. When you have background in Africa, that is where we can be happy. Like me, my apple, they are coming from Nigisigari, Eastern Congo, especially in the Banyabwisha community. Moving from there to Uganda, from Uganda to Rwanda. So we want to have our Africa, which is independent. If you like this talk show, thumbs up. Support me. I've written several books. They are at Amazon. Those books are talking on this issue. We need to have the common currency in Africa. We need to have the common passport. We need to have the common language in Africa. The language that is connecting all Africans people. Today, I was together with the people so-called by Kenyan nationality. For me, I'm lucky. If they speak Swahili, I can understand. If they speak English, I can understand. But I was translating for the people whom we are sharing the same continent, but not same language. Brethren, sisters, parents, this time it's a time of to wake up and we pay attention and we leave good legacy. Being education system that is responding to the needs of the community. So it was my pleasure to have this time to talk with you, to share with you this. I was talking on the Berlin conference. The Berlin conference was dividing Africa, but it was convocated by Otto von Bismarck. He was the Belgian chancellor. No, he was the German chancellor. And what he did, we are still suffering from his works. We are still suffering, and we will be suffering if we are not stand up. So, friends of Africa, Africans, please, this is the real time. So, I'm wishing you the happiest time. I'm wishing you the awakening time. See you soon. Ciao, ciao. Long live NAfrica TV. Long live Africans. Long live Africa continent and friends of Africa. May God bless you all.